Hey everyone, it's Dion with 91 Cravings, and today I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make the strawberry cheesecake crunch cake. So let's get to it. As you can see, I already have a bag of crumble made and 2 strawberry cake layers made. And so now, if you want to see the tutorials on how I make the strawberry crumble, I'll post a link to the video in the description and post a link to the box above. And I also have a tutorial on how to bake the strawberry cake layers that I did, so I will also put it in the description box and in the link above. You know, that was a video on how to make box cake mix good. So yeah. So now let's go ahead and get started on our cheesecake that's going to be the middle filling of our cake. And for it, you're going to need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 1.5 cups of sugar, 3 large eggs, vanilla extract, half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. This is a basic cheesecake recipe. You know, it's all over the internet. You know, you can honestly use whatever cheesecake recipe you want. This is one I found a long time ago, and I've been using it ever since then. So now let's get started with making our cheesecake. First, you take the 2 packages of cream cheese that are room temperature. Like, please let them go to room temperature. Because if not, you trying to mix them, they'll just stick to the mixing blade and it will be one big headache. So drop in 1. And now the second one. Oops, come on now. Drop in 2. And you put in the 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Sorry about the tapping. I know in one of my last videos, y'all didn't like that tapping noise. But just trying to get every little bit out. And the 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Put on your paddle attachment, and you get to mixing it. And mix it until it's smooth and creamy. And also make sure you have yourself a rubber spatula to wipe down the sides of the bowl, because it's going to try to smear up the sides of the bowl, and you got to wipe that down to make sure you're mixing up every little bit. Alright, and so now I'll come back to you once this mixes up. Now with the cream cheese and the heavy whipping cream and the cornstarch all mixed up together, now we add in our eggs one at a time. And it's best you add them one at a time so that each egg can fully incorporate into the mixture. So now, go. Grab first egg. Add it, and you let it mix. Second egg. And now, last one, third egg. Okay. And mix him on in. Okay, and then next we're going to add in a little vanilla extract. Not a lot, because, you know, vanilla extract is very strong. And we're also going to go ahead and add in our sugar. Add in that cup. And now the 1/2 cup. And finish mixing. Okay, and I'll come back to you once this is all done mixing. So now our cheesecake mixture, well, filling is all ready, and it's ready to be poured into the pan. And as you can see, I already have my pan prepared. And so now this makes a pretty decent amount of cheesecake filling, and you could split this between 2 9-inch pans for some decent sized cheesecake layers. But majority of the time, what I do, I will just go ahead and pour the whole thing into the pan and just do one big cheesecake layers. I mean, my customers do like it more, like the big cheesecake layer more. And as you can see, I prep my pan using wax paper. A lot of people will use nonstick spray and then put some parchment paper down to help everything keep from sticking. I like using wax paper right off the bat because to me, wax paper, obviously, it doesn't stick to anything and it releases from the cheesecake better once it's done baking. And so now while baking, the wax paper will probably cause a little smoke to come out the oven, but that's because it's wax paper, but it's going to be okay. It filled it up pretty decently, like I said. And so now when it bake, it is going to rise up, but calm down, don't be scared because once it's done baking and you set it out to cool, it's going to level itself right back down. And so now let's go ahead and throw this into the oven. Okay, so now let's put it into a preheated 350-degree oven and it's going to bake for 30 minutes. There's also a pan of water at the bottom rack. Having a pan of water helps the cheesecake from cracking once it's done baking. Okay, my cheesecake is all done. It's done baking, and so now as you can see, I kind of let mine get a little extra brown, but that's because I try to make sure, mine is fully done. It's still good and delicious. And so now when it's time to take the cheesecake out, here goes a little tip that I like to do. I will put my cheesecake in the freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour to let it firm up, so that way when handling the cheesecake, it's very easy to handle and you don't got to worry about smushing anything or pretty much letting it fall apart in your hands. It'll be nice and firm once it comes out the freezer, and that way you can just assemble the cake together. Alright, and so now let's get to assembling the cake. I already got one cake layer on my cake plate. That's also on my turntable. And also a tip of advice for people who don't already know. Before placing down the cake layer, take a spoon and get some of your frosting and smear a little small circle on the cake plate and then lay down your cake layer. That way the cake layer will stay secure and it won't move. Okay, but now let's go ahead and scoop some frosting on. And so now for this cake, it don't really take a whole lot of frosting in between the layers and even on the outside of it. Like, it does not take a lot, especially when you coat it with the strawberry crumble. Just a little bit more. Okay, that's enough. Now, take my spatula and just get to spreading it out. And yes, I am left-handed. Left-handed people are the best. We're great. But yes, just smooth it on out. This is not a perfect cake. This is a cake that you have fun making. Especially when you are applying the crumbles. They're going to be everywhere, but it's a fun cake to make. Okay. That layer is ready. And now here comes the best part, the cheesecake layer. And you sit that on there ever so nicely. And you put the flat side down. So that way you can have a smooth, even surface when applying or spreading more frosting. So now, okay, that's enough frosting right there. Take it and spread it on out. Oh yeah, so now you see how also nice and firm a cheesecake layer is? That's from putting it in the freezer and letting it firm up, which made it so much easier to work with. Okay, that frosting is spread on. And now for the final part. The top layer, flat side down. If you ever want a flat, smooth top layer on the cake, you always put it flat side down. Okay, and now here comes the next part. Now it's time to apply the outside coat of frosting. And it's like I said, for this cake, it does not take a whole lot of frosting. Yes, I like to start from the sides frosting my cakes. I know a lot of people, they like to start from the top, smear out the frosting, and then let it fall down that's coming from off the top, and then spread it on the cake. And I like to start from the side because, as you can see, when you do it on the side, it comes up towards the top of the cake, and then you just spread that out. Because you want enough frosting on it to be able to hold in all of the crumble that you put on it. But don't ever put on too much, because I have seen a lot of videos where people make this cake, and honestly, and this is just my opinion, they put on way too much frosting, and the frosting will overpower the flavor of the crumble, because this is a cream cheese frosting, and that's the most common frosting people use when making this cake is cream cheese frosting, especially whipped cream cheese frosting. And they'll add too much, but I do just enough to where I know the crumble will stick good. And here go the part we've all been waiting on, to put on the crumble. And so now, it's good to put down a piece of parchment paper up underneath to help catch all of the crumbles that's gonna fall off. Because simply the ones that fall off to the paper, you just pick them right back up and you spread them right back on. So now you do is you get a handful, and what it is, you start from the bottom and you just drag them up the side of the cake. You drag it up the side of the cake and you let it fill in. And this is something I kind of do right here. The ones that kind of fall to the bottom of the board, I just take them and I spread them along the bottom of the cake, which kind of helps create like a little rim for it, so that I don't have to always go from the bottom to drag up. I can start from about right here and go up from there. So see, I can start from right there and go up. And since the parchment paper is down, it's catching all of the extra crumble like how I want it to. Okay, start from right here, go up, and you repeat this whole process for the whole cake. And so now let me bring it to you once I get done. Okay, the cake is all coated now and covered up, but now I like to go ahead and I'll put the cake in the fridge for a few minutes so that the crumble can go ahead and just really just adhere to the cake and won't fall off while we finish decorating it at the end. Since the cake is out the fridge, let's decorate the top of it. And I like to do the top of my strawberry crunch cakes like this. I'll take a bag with a 1/8 star tip, make a little dollop, and then I'll take a strawberry and place it right there. And then I'll take another dollop, swirl, you know what I mean. Then right next to the strawberry, I'll take a cut in half golden Oreo. And you repeat this process around the whole cake. Strawberry, Oreo, strawberry, and then Oreo. Okay, and so now that that is finished, at this point you would think I'm done, but no, I'm not done. Now I take some strawberry glaze that I have inside a handy squirt bottle, And I do this little design across the top for a little extra flair. Presentation is what matters. Taste matters too, but it has to look good as it tastes. And I just do a little crisscross design like that. And there we go. And with the cake all done now, let's cut into this bad boy. So take my knife and do a nice little cut right there. Got to put a little force into it. Now I'll go right here. Yeah. And you just slide it on in and you bring it on out. Oh my God. Would you look at that? Wow. When I say that looks amazing. Well, all right, everyone, there you have it. This is how I do my strawberry cheesecake shortcake. And so now, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about it. You tell me if this cake looks good to you, because I mean, you know, to me, this cake looks like it's just to die for. Like, I will literally fight over this cake. And I know other people who will fight over this cake too, just to get it. But like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a comment down below and give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. Please, please, please. I really love all the support that I have been getting these past few months. Thank you for everyone who has been patient with me. You know, I don't upload videos as much as I should, but now I'm going to start to, you know, because of work situations, but that's all changed now, and the videos are about to really start coming. And so, like I said, leave a comment down below, like this video, and smash that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.